On today's Smart Home episode,
what are you doing?
Looking into the future.
What is this?
Right, picture this, okay?
Go on.
The smart home robot that does it all.
what do you mean?
Imagine a bot that not only hoovers, but mops with 2 spinning pads at 180 RPM each.
Okay, that does sound quite cool.
Not only that though,
Ooh.
it has a home base that automatically cleans the mopping pads, blows hot air and dries them, empties the dirty water and cleans its dustbin, and...
Let me guess, it has a security camera on the front of it that can patrol your home and monitor it?
Have you been reading my notes?
No, I've got one over there. It's called the X1 Omni.
Ah, shit.
These things aren't even robot vacuums anymore. They've come a long way from aimless robots that wander around your house on a timer, getting stuck on everything they come across. This X1 Omni can even be your home's security system, but more on that later. We've checked out previous robots on the channel before. The Dyson 360 Hurist, although it excels on carpets, the older generation ECOVACS N8 Plus, at literally £300 cheaper, excels in every way. From things like precise LiDAR mapping, the ability to mop the floor, provide live location updates in the app, and even auto-empty itself at the station. The new X1 Omni basically takes all the great features from the N8 Plus and beefs them up a little bit. So for example, instead of just dragging a wet rag across the floor to mop the floor, you've got 2 spinning rotors at 180 RPM each, and the bot is actually applying real downforce to the motors, which means they make contact with the floor and actually clean the floor. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't gonna remove large stains from the floor, but the odd bit of dog saliva, and after you finish cooking, it does an absolutely excellent job. The base station has a few other tricks up its sleeve though. Not only will it automatically empty the dustbin inside of this easy auto-close bag, which for me lasts around 4 months, it also fills the water up with clean water from the clean water tank, charges the robot, and even blows hot air, yes, hot air at the mopping pads to dry them off, so they don't get smelly, forming bacteria. It does this after it's automatically cleaned the pads inside of the dock, and it does this by filling a small reservoir up with a cleaning solution and then spinning the pads on a rough textured surface so they're clean after every use. Now with this method, depending on your usage, you could probably go a couple of weeks before having to remove the mopping pads and simply throw them in the washing machine. Now obviously this thing hoovers as it mops, but we need to talk about all of the sensors on this thing. We've got LiDAR up on the top and an actual camera system on the front. Now with that camera system, this thing can actually be your surveillance system too. You can take control of it via your phone, move it around your house and view the live camera. And I find myself often using this to try and find out where my dog is. The robot can also go on preset patrols around your house and record this video and upload it to some included free cloud storage so you can check back on it at a later date. Yeah, this thing is basically your full-on security system, as well as, did I mention, it's got 2-way audio so you can have a conversation with whoever is in your house. This thing is way more than just a hoover, a mop, it's your surveillance and security system as well. With all of these sensors, the robot is intelligent enough to avoid obstacles that it could become trapped on, like a set of cables on the floor, for example. And with my testing, it seemed to avoid just that and not become stuck. I'm yet to have to recover this robot from it getting stuck on something, which is really, really great. Also with these sensors, I need to talk about how quick it maps the room. It literally just goes... The crazy part was it knew that the bathroom was the bathroom because I'm assuming it just recognized the toilet. Unreal. And even if you place the robot in a completely unknown area, in about 2 minutes it will have already built up a map of that area. It really is that good. You can even go in and set certain items like furniture, dining tables and sofas, and you may be thinking, why would you want to do this? Well, that's so you can use the inbuilt voice assistant called Yeeko, and you activate Yeeko by saying, okay Yeeko, Yeah, this robot vacuum has its own voice assistant. It also has a few other features as well, like if the robot is cleaning around in the area where you're trying to work, you could say, "Okay, Yico, don't clean here," and the robot will bugger off and clean somewhere else. Now, as far as actual vacuuming is concerned, and yes, I know it's crazy that I'm talking about this at the last portion of the video, it does an okay job. Now, the problem is with this design of robot is that the actual brush bar itself doesn't cover or span the entire bottom length of the robot. Therefore, they require these little brushes either side at the front to push the debris in front of the robot. Sometimes you can find that these are a little bit hit and miss. However, this robot hasn't struggled hoovering up on my hard marble floor, especially with all of the hair that Atlas sheds here on a daily basis. The brush bar is also on a little spring as well, so it's always making contact with the floor for a better suction. Again, no complaints here. ECOVACS can't really get around the fact that they need these brushes at the front to push the debris in way of the bot. So yeah, it's a crazy world that we live in, and I have been waiting for a product like this to arrive for the longest time. I've always thought to myself, if I can have a robot that hoovers for me, why can't the robot mop? And ECOVACS have been on this actual journey to create the ultimate robot that does all of these things and does it well. And it's been really, really good to see their sort of journey from receiving the N8 Plus with just dragging its mopping pad across the floor to now these actual spinning rotors at 180 RPM cleaning the floor. It's completely maintenance free, and you know what? It replaces a cleaner. Do you know what I'm saying? If you have a large house, I really, really think this would be something that you would benefit from. The next thing they need to do is actually add like an actual water tap in, like a washing machine, for example. So you don't even have to go ahead and fill it up with water and dispose of the dirty water. It's just already hooked up to the drain. That way it could run every single day and you wouldn't even have to bat an eyelid. But there you guys have it. This is, as of the recording of this video, the best robot vacuum surveillance system and mop that you can buy. My name's been Alex, this has been TechFlow, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.